By golly, it's time for the Disney List. Taking a look at some of the best and maybe not so great things from across the Walt Disney Company, although today it's all about the best when it comes to the things we love the most about our stay at Grand Destino Tower at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. Perhaps you've heard of this place. It has nearly 2,000 rooms. It is one of the biggest properties on Walt Disney World, one of the biggest hotel properties to stay at, and is considered a moderate level resort. So if you've never been to Disney World before, 3 categories for you. You have the value resorts, the moderate resorts, and the deluxe resorts. Of course, deluxe, you are paying the most. Moderate, a little bit more than value. And value, you are paying the bargain rates, at least by Disney's standards. So a little over, or very close, I should say, 2,000 rooms. In 2019, they built the Grand Destino Tower, the new tower that is now a main prominent feature when you drive on in to Coronado Springs for the first time. It is a space that is pretty spectacular and is kind of the focal point of the entire resort now that sits around a massive lagoon. So I'm here with Tyler Crouch and Katrina Manzone. All 3 of us had the pleasure of staying at this fine resort within the last couple weeks.
It's our go-to. It's like our favorite place.
You both talked me into staying here. In fact, you both said, not only should you stay here, you should add on some things and really experience all that they have to offer. So I went through with that. I said, I will do it. You guys came in
No regrets.
No regrets. You guys came in about a week ahead of me. I came in and I stayed a week after.
Yeah.
So we kind of had this unique time frame that we both experienced things in. But let's take a look at the arrival and the lobby experience when it comes to especially Grand Destino Tower. It is still sparkling new. It is still a really spectacular space, and it is one that stands out because it's huge by comparison of everything else in that region of Florida.
Definitely true.
Not many towers out there.
No, and I love it during Christmas too because they'll put bells on the bottom too, and so it just makes it even more beautiful.
They change the color of the lights.
It's so pretty.
Red and green.
Yeah, they do it. They go for it.
When you think about arriving to this property, one, what do you think about the location of where this property sits? And then 2, the lobby. The lobby, obviously, in this space, in this tower, completely new concept from what the lobby used to look like as part of Coronado Springs. Your first impressions of, say, the location, the lobby, Katrina?
So the location's actually pretty decent from where, I guess, like Epcot and Hollywood Studios are. So that's why we go here and stay here because it's easier. It's easy to drive, like when we have a car, so we can just easily park, walk up to the hotel, and then we can drive to Epcot and we can drive to Hollywood Studios really easily through here. It's like a 5-minute drive, if that. Animal Kingdom's like kind of out of the way, and Magic Kingdom as well. But when you walk into the lobby,
I wouldn't even say that. I think Animal Kingdom is right next door.
Oh yeah, true. So instead of turning left, you turn right and then you go to Animal Kingdom. So it's actually like kind of you do turns and you're at Animal Kingdom.
I think
you're right.
The furthest one away is Magic Kingdom, but it's like I feel like you want to take a bus to Magic Kingdom anyway.
Yeah, because parking's poop.
Yeah.
But the lobby, look at this. This is so cool. So when you walk in, it's just this grandeur. The doors open and then you just see this beautiful chandelier. And then you see like out into the other side of the resort and it's just this big fountain, because Florida has fountains except for Epcot. And it's just gorgeous. And then the light up on the back, it just fills my heart because it's just like pleasant colors too. It's just relaxing.
It smells nice too, honestly. I don't even know what they pump in there, but it's something that's
happiness.
Nice. But I mean, the whole lobby too is based on the relationship that Walt Disney had with Salvador Dali. Which they started working on a short together. I don't think it ever got released until fairly recently. But it's wild. If you go upstairs to the bar, there's the Dahlia Lounge upstairs. Usually one of the TVs is playing that short on repeat, and somebody was on some drugs when that, I mean, straight up. But it really does have all these nice curves and colors, and
look at that fountain.
Look at that fountain out there. I mean, come on.
I didn't lie.
And
that's a good fountain over there.
They've got some. Florida knows fountains, but Epcot doesn't, I guess.
Right.
But look at this. There's a bar downstairs here, and the whole
2-level lobby, right?
Yeah, 2-level lobby. Yeah. The bar downstairs, they have little snacks in the morning and stuff too, so you can go there and get your coffee when you wake up, and it's a really welcoming environment, I'll say. That's how I feel about it every time I come in.
There's that bar you were mentioning, the Barcelona Lounge. Definitely a resort that seems to be geared towards business people. This is considered the convention resort. It has the most amount of convention space of all the Disney properties. And it's also themed, in addition to what Tyler was mentioning, the theme of the resort is American Colonial Spanish and Southwestern American. The hotel is categorized in that capacity of, sort of the Spanish notes, all throughout. So it's really fascinating, especially when you look at the rest of the property, which we'll take a look at here as an expanse. The property is quite large. So if you are not staying in the tower, you do have a hike. It is a property that not just do you have nearly 2,000 rooms, but as we take a look out from the tower here, you do see kind of the rock work for Hollywood Studios and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You'll see Tower of Terror as well over here. That's the blue building for Rock and Roller Coaster. So a commanding view from the tower itself into Hollywood Studios and then Epcot off to the side. And then on the backside of that tower, looking in at the resort, you have really expansive walkways into multiple sections where you can stay. So they have themed areas that you can stay in all throughout this property. There's an internal bus system here that you have to take to get around to these various locations. And then, of course, the dig site pool. When you think about this property as a whole, as like a resort experience, staying at a full-scale resort, what stands out to you the most, Katrina?
I mean, I think how expansive it is. I mean, there's a lot of dining options. You can go for a walk. There's areas to go to the pool. It's kind of, because some resorts don't really have everything, right? You kind of have a small little pool, maybe like a dining or quick service or whatever. But this is like, if you really love to go for like nature walks or something like that, you can definitely just go around and just keep walking. You have the 3 bridges that kind of connect everybody in the center. And then it's just like a nice, I don't know, it's just like a relaxing, cool vibe. It kind of has everything.
There's always white sand beaches there.
Yeah. It just, you can definitely just spend like a whole day here and not regret it. Be like, I want a hotel day.
There's definitely a lot of families that I see out there just hanging out on the grass that's right behind the hotel, and just like they'll set up games for people, and I see them set up like movie screens so that you can have like a movie night out there on the grass if you'd like to. And it just has this really nice sense of like, I just feel like everybody's relaxed when I'm there. Like it really does feel that way. Whereas like
no hustle and bustle.
Some other hotels, you don't really feel that way necessarily. Even like the Mercado, which is the food court that they have there, it never feels that crazy. And so it's a really nice place. I don't know what else to say. And I feel like one day they're going to realize it shouldn't be a moderate resort anymore. And
it's too good.
It's too nice.
Well, we do have some video clips of the food and dining beverage options here.
So many.
When you first arrive, there is a hallway from the tower that leads all the way down to what used to be the old lobby. In fact, Panchitos here, the store, kind of the general store of the property, and then a convention restaurant hallway that leads you to all of the dining options. There's the El Mercado that you were mentioning, the massive food court that they have here at Coronado Springs. Something that I don't think is shown in this video. Just behind this food court, there is a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant by the name of Maya Grill. And then, of course, Rick's Sports Bar and Grill here just in front of the Mercado food court. This is more of a relaxed but table service vibe. So that's something also, as you guys were just mentioning. And then 3 Bridges. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
That restaurant there out on the water. This property, as a moderate, it has options that no other moderate has.
No, it's like you have, and then you also have a dining in Gran Destino upstairs. So you have a beautiful lounge upstairs at Toledo, and then you have Dahlia Lounge that's connected. So if you want like a finer dining, you go to Toledo, and it's like Spanish fare food, and then you can just go to the bar. It's just, you got everything there. You know what I mean? Like you can really, if you really want to eat all day and you just want to relax by the pool, that's where you go.
You got it.
And I wish we kind of did that, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, we should someday. We've actually never really relaxed by the pool. I mean, I've been there, but we have a pool at home. We're lucky enough for that. And it's just when we go to Disney World, we want to do the things that we can only do at Disney World, I feel like. But I mean, speaking of three bridges too, though, it's like that also, thank goodness they built that place, because the bridges are so useful at connecting how large the space is that we were talking about as well. So it's like, not only is it a nice little restaurant there on the water, but it also is like, has this convenience of now something you used to have to walk all the way around, now you can just walk straight through. So
I remember staying at Coronado Springs way back when. So, you guys talked me into staying at Grand Destino. I remember staying at Coronado way back when, before that tower existed, and before those bridges existed.
It was hard.
I don't know how they that was a nightmare trying to get around this, but this property is so massive.
it really is.
And on a hot day in particular, trying to get back to your drink refill station, there at the front of the resort.
What a
that was
hike.
like walking through a desert. It was like walking through a nightmarish scenario just trying to get back. Of course, you can take the bus system around, but you do have to wait.
Yeah, and that's
there is
like
a way that it is
probably
attached to
a waste of time. At that point, you can just like book it and walk,
And I think something else that I had mentioned a little bit earlier, while this is very much a hotel geared towards convention business people, on the flip side of that, feels like there's a really great, I don't notice them so much. I don't know about you guys. I don't really notice the business people all that much.
I think they keep them I think, honestly, the business people are mostly probably staying in the outside buildings and probably not in the tower as much, I'm guessing, because you're right, I don't really see them there as much. But also, like, convention spaces are kind of like away from...
Tucked away, yeah.
It's off to the side. So, and there's like a whole nother parking lot over there. So if they're just there for the conventions or whatever, they go park over there. They're not really taking parking from, like, too many of the hotel guests, and it's kind of, you're right, it doesn't feel like there's ever like, what is going on there? Why are all these people walking around with lanyards and ties on? But there's just something about it every time I go there that it just makes me feel relaxed. I don't know. And you were even talking about the views before. We're about to get to the rooms. I don't know, maybe we should step into that one, but because the views are incredible on both sides, like Wade was saying. And so we've stayed at Disney hotels before too, where you get there and you look out the window and like we've literally have like a roof, like or like we had one
or none.
Yeah, we had one hotel where the windows were literally whited out.
Yeah, we were like,
gosh.
oh look,
it was that,
and it was white out. I was like, oh,
it was
thank
yacht.
you.
It was at
Yacht
excuse me, Yacht Club, and we had and it was like
Or
a
like
balcony
Yikes
room
Club.
too.
At a deluxe.
at a
And the
deluxe.
balcony went out to a roof.
Yeah, there was no view.
And
period.
then the windows were all whited out. So
And then the bed was like over here, and like the TV was over here, and you couldn't move the TV.
That shouldn't even be an option
was
for people
so bad.
to book. Wow.
we were there for one night, and I told Katrina, we'll take
fine.
it. We'll take it, but if it was more than one night, I would have said I needed.
And we got it at a discounted rate too.
Yeah.
So we were kind of like, okay, we're not going to be in here forever. If it was like a 3-day ordeal, I'd be like, we're moving. And the way they had your room is like tucked in the corner too by a fire escape. It was really weird.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, anyway. But the rooms are really nice.
Wedge
though.
that room in,
yeah.
I guess.
Here.
Well,
at Grand Casino.
so I should say, it sounds like both of us also had the great fortune of being bumped up in category when it came to our rooms. I think, now I ended up staying over the course of a much longer stretch of time than the two of you stayed. So I came back to this property at one point after having left. So I ended up staying in two different types of rooms, one of which I think is the room you guys were staying in based off the way you were describing it.
Yeah.
Were you in a deluxe suite? Is that what it's called? So we have video of that. Let's take a look at the deluxe suite here.
We booked like a standard and they upgraded us. We did not pay for it.
Look at that.
And it's very nice. It's very beautiful.
It is incredible.
great.
Yeah, this is the tower itself, Grand Destino Tower.
And they have those great elevators that you press the button before you get in, and then it takes you right to your floor. I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is like the exact same
This might be the room we were staying
They
in.
all kind of look the same.
How about that?
but-
Okay. Yeah. So talk about this room a little bit. Your experience in this, what they call the deluxe suite.
I mean, it's just, you walk in, there's a bathroom right to the left, so you have like a half bath right there for guests or whoever, if you got somebody stinky living with you. And I mean, they have this whole living room environment here that all has just completely custom furniture. Everything looks beautiful, I feel like.
And everything has little accents from the short, from the film that Salvador Dali has. So if you look really close, you'll see bell designs around the light, and then you'll see like the the lady with like blowing the, what is it, the little plant, what is it called?
Dandelion.
The dandelion.
Yeah.
So you'll see these little accents all around, and then on the sliding door, did you catch the Mickey Mouse, the hidden Mickey
On the door, yes.
Yeah, on the door bolt.
Yep.
So there's like little accents, which this is the Disney stuff that I love, you
Yeah.
know, because it's not easy, it's not wallpaper, you know,
They
they
weave it
added these
in.
beautiful accents that are like these beautiful light fixtures.
Those tiles, you
And,
know.
yeah,
and
the
and the
tiles.
countertop. I mean, it's
It's
just
so tastefully done.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. This is what, I mean, unfortunately, like this is like what a deluxe resort should be.
Absolutely.
And not for a moderate, right?
Absolutely.
But this is absolutely gorgeous.
And the showers are always crazy too. And if you get some of the one bedrooms on the other side of the building, you were on the parking lot side in that one. On the other side of the building where the water is, some of those one bedrooms have a window into the bathroom, which at first is like, oh, I don't want people looking at me. What's going on? But they white out the whole bottom of it so you can still see over the top. And there's just something about getting that like sunlight coming in when you're taking a nice like morning shower.
Oh yeah.
And the bathroom
other
itself.
He's tall enough. He can have a view as he showers. And then me, I'm like tippy toe to see if I see anything besides clouds.
I'll spot it.
I wake up in the morning. Usually I wake up before her. So I'll wake up and I'll kind of like walk into the bathroom, look out the window, see what's going on out there. And then like take a nice hot shower and there's something so soothing about that bathroom of all places. I don't know that they really outdid themselves with the tower rooms. Even we've stayed in the standards before. They're definitely
still beautiful.
They're definitely smaller, obviously, but the bathroom is still a decent size, and they have a couch in there, and it's not a fold-out couch in the standards, but it's every room in that tower is nice. My sister has stayed in one of the back rooms before, on the back side of the property. That room was not as nice, I will be honest.
Because that's the Coronado Springs side.
Yeah, the Coronado Springs side is
not Grandestino.
It has the same themes and everything, but the thing is that the rooms were built so long ago, so even though they've redecorated them and redone them, they're still kind of a little bit smaller in a lot of cases. So the bathroom will be, you'll have, a bathroom, you'll have a toilet with a shower in one little closet, and then the two sinks are kind of in the bedroom,
Very motel style.
I will say, though, still far more upscale than most moderates at the Disney World.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
So something to consider, because they are still catering to more of a business class. So they're trying to offer more amenities that a business person might need.
Yeah.
Which all throughout this property, the amount of USB ports, the amount of plugins,
so
the amount
many.
they want you to be able to work anywhere. They want you to be able to be, convenience everywhere. Let's take a look at my room. So I had the one bedroom master suite. This thing is huge.
It's so big.
Yeah, we've never been in this room.
We were not invited to see this.
I did.
I think we were invited. I think we were.
You thought I had the same room
I thought you did, yeah.
Oh.
I was
We
like,
were
I have room
invited.
to entertain.
You
is
should
what
have been
I
like,
said.
no, sir.
Yeah, come on up.
I wish we did see it, to be honest.
Look at this. We could have had a party in here.
Look, I have a bar. Look at
Look at
that.
this.
Like,
I mean,
isn't that
yeah.
cool? I have no idea why I got bumped to this, but I am incredibly grateful.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
even a TV in the bar.
I know.
And then we did stay concierge level, like club level. So I mean, I think you're lucky because there was like one nighter, because a lot of people stay for so
Sure.
long, and so that was nice for you, like that you're able to like get bumped to this and
I've
an
got an
espresso
machine. Yeah.
Yeah, we did not get the
He
Nespresso
was talking about an
machine
espresso,
either.
and I was like, I don't have an espresso machine. What kind of room
Look at
is
this
he in?
espresso machine. Yeah, the place was gigantic. It also had 2 bathrooms, and it had a major walk-in area. All of the silverware that you could use, all of the
Look at
cutlery,
this.
plates. I mean, the place had. I mean, you are there to entertain in a room like
Yeah.
this. That's for sure. And I did invite
Placemats.
people over when I came back that night. I invited some people over and entertained. That's for sure. This being the bedroom, obviously. Look, I have a fainting couch.
I know. Did you faint in it? You're like, I can't believe this happened to me.
I walked in, I looked out that window, and I collapsed on the couch. I said, could it ever happen again? This is such a dream.
And I gotta say too, that shelf right there, I actually love those shelves
It's
in the
really
rooms.
nice.
They're so convenient. One of the things I hate about like when I go on vacation is I never unpack because it's like, oh, my suitcase is the same thing as putting it in a chest, right? But something about just having everything out on the shelf and open and easy to get to, it makes me want to unpack.
Completely agree.
And I don't know what that is. I guess it's just because it's just open and I can see it, I guess, and so it makes me want to put
Easily
stuff there.
Accessible, yeah.
Yeah, and
You
like
can wipe it down if you need to before.
look at those Mickey accents. Oh
yeah,
my
isn't
God.
this? It's just the little touches.
And the bathroom
man.
was huge too. There was like a makeup
those.
area even here off to the side, and I noticed something between the Deluxe Suite and then this one. The amount of offerings that came by way of additional extras within the bathroom really blew me away. I was not expecting to have all the extras in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, you have different
bottles.
shampoo bottles.
I did.
Oh, you have tile
they're not on the
floor.
wall.
Yeah. I had like I had shaving kits, and I had all kinds of goodies and extras, and I don't know what that screen is, but all kinds of goodies and extras and things that were attached to it. So the rooms themselves were incredible.
Yes.
I have stayed in a standard, and I did end up towards the end of my trip also stay in a standard in the tower. They're so cavernous. They're so large. Everything is new and fresh. And that view was the view that we saw earlier on here of the interior of the property. I was on the other side of the tower, and that was the view I had. Was looking out from that 15th floor down onto everything that was spectacular beneath me.
Isn't
and
it
the
beautiful?
lagoon and everything. So you mentioned, Katrina, we were a part of the concierge, the Kronos Club, as they call it. So these two talked me into doing concierge at this hotel. Now, something you also need to be aware of, moderate resorts don't have concierge except this one. This is the one standout, and the concierge club here was specifically built for this hotel tower. Whereas all the rest, apparently, shoehorned in later. Right? They were
Makes
created
sense.
after the fact. So we do have some video of the concierge and exactly what that looks like. This place is very special.
My face lights up when I think about it.
They took incredible care of me during my stay, even after the two of you left. Share with me, when it comes to your experience as part of concierge, first of all, what got you doing it? And second of all, what keeps you doing it, being concierge?
Oh my God. I think when we tried it once, it was more of like we've done a couple club levels around the resorts, and then when they opened this one, we just wanted to try it, right? We heard about it and we just wanted to try it, and then kind of what keeps us coming back is the people who work there. They're the best. I mean, there was a manager who used to work there, and they made it feel so personal, because they would talk to you by name. They would recognize you when you would walk in and ask about your day and what you're doing. And kind of when you come back at night, they ask you either the next morning or later that day how everything was. And then now there was a new manager that came in, and it was mom and dad type of thing. And it was Aaron and Alexis, and Aaron was amazing. And then Alexis took over, and she still is amazing and just upkeeps this beautiful family atmosphere. So my heart is just so full. And then everybody that works there too. All of the cast members that work there just make it feel so personal. And they want to actually take time and just talk to you, even though they have a billion other things to do. They want to make it personal to you, which I love.
As busy as they are.
Well, the first time we went there, when we met Aaron, he immediately knew our names. He introduced himself so warmly. He checked us in, because when you have concierge, you can just skip the lobby line and go straight up there, and they'll check you in upstairs. So he checked us in.
Huge perk there.
Yeah,
Checked
it's so
in,
nice.
Yeah, away from front desk.
And just all the things he wanted to help us with immediately. He gave us a welcome gift. I mean, he made us feel so good. And then, just a couple little stories too. There was one time where I emailed him and I told him I was coming, but he wasn't able to see my email. He was on vacation. And then I got to the resort that day. I scanned my band at the security, and all of a sudden, a few minutes later, he called me on my cell phone.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, "You're here." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here." And he's like, "I didn't know you were coming." And he was like, "I'm getting you a room ready right now." And he expedited the whole process. It was incredible. And he's given gifts for a friend's birthday. And
oh my gosh.
It's just been so many amazing things that I feel like we're looking at all of the food and the amenities that you have here now.
All the extras.
These are great, but what really, like Katrina was saying, just makes this place excel are the people there. And even now that Aaron is gone, like Katrina was saying, Alexis is amazing, and she has been just keeping that going too. And it's one of those things where you feel like you're seeing your family again when you come back.
And it's fun to like when you come back, because like sometimes I feel like, oh, they're not gonna remember me. Like I remember them because they made my day. And then when we go back, it's like they go, how are you? It's been like forever. And I'm like, what? You remember me? And then so that's how we kind of made friends with a lot of them. We would come back and we would just always look forward to like seeing them. And you know, we love mimosas, and like we only want like a spritz of orange pretty much in it. And there are people like we would just barely sit down for breakfast and they would just already have it there. No, like you don't even have to ask. I have a gluten allergy, so there was always a person that would work there, and she already was like, toast, and I was like, yes please. Or you know, so it was just kind of like they're ready and they're on it. And then plus on top of it, the stuff that they give you is insane for a moderate club, right? It from the videos, it looks so big and massive. There's tons of seats. There's a kid area. There's like all these different things. There's like a huge refrigerator full of drinks. They have like 2 espresso machines, and they always have like a big breakfast type of stuff with like endless bacon, and like it's good. And then they have like dinner like items, and then at dinner they always have like a wine and beer, and they have cordials at night. It's amazing.
Everything's included as part of this experience. And, you know, I look at, you know, sort of the price tag attached, and I think, you know, for a moderate resort, for the money that you're saving staying at a moderate, why not put it towards something as special as this concierge
If you're going to use it, and it's worth it, right? If you're not a person that really cares about that stuff because you wake up early, you head to the park all day, you come back exhausted, then I would say this is not for you. But if you're the person that likes to just leisurely wake up when the sun comes up and then just want to take your time in the morning, eat, read, maybe work a little bit, you know, that type of stuff, and then you come back from the park and you just want to eat some snacks and whatever, then yes, it's kind of worth it at that point, you know?
We haven't been to all the clubs in Disney World. But we've been to a good handful, and like we were saying earlier, they're all in the deluxe resorts. The only thing deluxe about these resorts at this point, now that we've seen like how all the room remodels are doing and everything, is the fact that they're closer to the big parks like Magic Kingdom and Epcot. That's really what you're paying for if you really think about it at the end of the day. So if you want to save some money but you want to have access to the park, I mean, just stay at Grandestino and get a mini what do they call them? Minivan. Get a minivan. Because I mean that'll cost you less money than staying at one of these super expensive deluxes. And I'm sorry, you're just gonna have a better experience here because like the team, the culture in this hotel is incredible. Yeah, and that comes from the top, I think. And the team there, not just in the concierge lounge, but like I feel like everybody that we talk to there is in good spirits and they're always great. And so I feel like there's no reason for us to go to a deluxe resort ever again.
I feel like we need to have like a Team Kronos Club shirt and like a Grandestino hat, and then just promote all the time because I'm obsessed.
I have fallen in love with it at your suggestion. You're right. Yeah. People, Jessica, Ashton, Tim, Dylan, Lisa, the whole crew there. Alexis leading the pack. They have created a real family atmosphere where you feel not only taken care of, but like they care. They actually care. There's a true investment in who we are as people as we come in. It ended up being a great place for me to stay. You mentioned, it's a good place to work. Yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely.
I definitely have worked in the club a couple times, and when we were staying there, and then also in the room, like it's just quiet, Absolutely. And simple. And then even at night, like you don't have to stay at the club level. We would always go to Dahlia Lounge because Dahlia Lounge is actually really nice. There's like really great food. And I didn't mention though before in like the Kronos Club, everything's kind of Spanish inspired food, which is great. And I think that's really fun and kind of not very Disney-esque, right? Because Disney usually always just wants like the basic fare that people are always going to eat. And yes, there's like bacon and sausage and stuff, which is great. But then for dinner, they always have like a fun like Spanish type of thing. And I'm obsessed. But then Dahlia Lounge, it's just there were a few bartenders that when you would go up and stuff, they would recognize you, and that made him feel good.
Yeah.
And the views outside are all of, you can watch like the fireworks and stuff from Hollywood Studios, and they make a mean espresso martini up there, which is really nice. But yeah, that whole resort is great. And then you can get
Something to
gluten-free
remember.
churros over at Three Bridges.
Now there's a winner
I
right
know.
there. Well, this
You
property,
just keep eating and just drinking and just have fun
a
and
lot to
talk to
consume.
people. Yeah.
this property is very special. If you haven't had the chance to stay at Coronado Springs, specifically, try out Grandestino. It is a tower that is a resort unto itself, and that has all the extra amenities that you won't find at any other moderate, and is more like a deluxe than any other property at Disney World. As Tyler was mentioning earlier, hopefully they don't get wind of that and change the category.
Don't up the
It
price.
is interesting. Just one last thing to mention is it is interesting that like really the tower is more of the deluxe experience, and then the rest of the hotel is more of the moderate experience. So it's kind of both types at the same time. It's like a hybrid of the two,
balance.
you know. So,
But those moderate folks that might stay, in sort of the clustered areas outside of the tower have access to all of the amenities that you would never receive on any other moderate property. So
sure.
at any rate, you folks, let us know. Have you stayed at Coronado Springs before? Are you thinking about it in the future? And will you stay at Grandestino? We cannot encourage it enough. If you want to spring for the extra concierge, I can tell you it's worth it. Alexis and her team will take very good care of you.